What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to Slo-Rip MTV channel, man. Yeah, this is my new channel for mountain biking, man. For those of you who don't know, I have another channel. I'm Sealy Strategics, where I talk about firearms, tactics, and training. Go ahead and check that out. I might drop the link in the description. But anyways, man, today we're here to talk about the new mountain bike that I got. There is a couple upgrades. There's a couple things that I already changed out since I got it. If you guys haven't checked out my unboxing video for this, check out my unboxing video. I go into full detail why I'm not advertising the company that makes this bike. It's not a bad company. As a matter of fact, it's a very good company, but I just didn't like how things happen during the buying process and dealing with customer service. So I'm not going to be advertising that company ever. I already blocked out their logo. I am not advertising for this company at all. But anyways, let's get into the bike specifications, man. All right, so like I said, this is my mountain bike. It is basically built for mountain bike, you know, enduro, downhill, trail riding. It's built for all that stuff, man. So this is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and break down the features. Let's start with the engine, because this is an e-bike. Well, before we start with the engine, let's start about the battery pack, man. The battery is a Suntour 48 volt 15 amp hours battery with Samsung cells. That's the battery pack that's under here. It's nice and tucked in. You can't really see it. You need a key, turn the key, drop down the battery, take it out, charge it. All right, let's talk about the engine that helps me pedal up those hills when I'm going up to those trails, man. It is a Bafang M560 48 volt 500 watts mid-drive motor, man. Mid-drive means that the engine is right here in this spot right here. That gives you all the torque that you need, and this is a super torquey bike. It has 130 Newton meters of torque. That's more than enough torque to get up any steep mountain, any type of hill, any type of incline. No matter how steep it is, this engine is powerful enough to get me up there, help me pedal up those mountains, so I'm not sucking when I get to the top. All right, the wheels is 27.5-inch wheels. I am going to be replacing the wheels. I'm still trying to decide if I want to go with the Maxxis or if I want to go with, there's a couple others. There's about top three tire companies I'm looking at, and I'm going to decide which one I'm going to go with. Still deciding if I want to go tubeless or with tubes. I'm getting like mixed reviews. Everybody's saying tubeless, for it's better to hit the trails and everything. But right now it has Wanda 27-inch tires on there, 27.5-inch tires. It's not super grippy. It's not, I mean, it has decent grip, but it's not as grippy as I would need it for being a trail, so I will be swapping out the tires as soon as possible. It has a color LED display made by Gamma. It's a dope, beautiful display. I've seen a lot of mountain bikes out there, and honestly, the Gamma mountain bike display, the color display, this is one of the best looking color displays I've seen on a mountain bike ever. This is one of the best ones, man. It's super clear, super bright, and it's a nice big screen. I'm like doing some B-rolls so you guys can see all the stuff that I'm talking about while I'm talking about them. All right, next, it has a 3.0 amp fast charger. No big deal. All right, so the rear cassette, it's a 9-speed Shimano. I have to get the exact details. I'm just like breaking down the details. Like I said, I'm gonna show you guys a B-roll so you guys can see specific, products is on there. When it comes to the engine, it has 3 modes, man. It has 5 different power modes, level 1 to level 5. Level 5 will give you the most assistance. I'm gonna go into more details in another video. Charging time for the charger and the battery is about 4 to 6 hours. So this is recommended for riders from anywhere from 5'5" to 6'8". I'm about 5'8". 5'9"-ish, so I'm perfectly in the middle for that, so this fits me perfect. The brake lever is, it's a Gamma 4-finger hydraulic brake system. So I love this hydraulic brake system. Super smooth, super grippy. I love it so far, man. The chain is a KMC 8 sport chain. The freewheel is a Shimano 9-speed shift system. The brakes are Gamma hydraulic brakes system, front and back. So it's a dual front and back, hydraulic brake system, man. Super cool, easy to stop this thing, man, because it is a little bit on the heavy side. This is one of the very few mountain bike companies that gives you a half twist throttle to help you throttle the bike kind of like a motorcycle. Most mountain bike companies only give you the pedal assist and the pedals, there's no throttle. So this is one of the very few. As a matter of fact, this might be the only one that has a mid-drive motor with a throttle. So I'm not sure if it is, but as far as my knowledge, this is the only one, and I'm not mentioning the company because their customer service suck. All right, it comes with a soft saddle. It's a Velo soft saddle. This is comfortable. I thought I was gonna swap out the saddle, but the saddle is actually pretty damn comfortable. It doesn't hurt, and I've been riding for like freaking 4 hours straight, and you know it doesn't hurt at all. So this is actually a pretty good saddle. I was surprised. I already had a saddle on order, but once I rode this, and it's pretty comfortable. I don't need to change out the saddle, man. So it's a Velo saddle. Pretty comfortable. What I did swap out though was the post and the drop post, but I'm gonna go into that in a different video when I go into everything that I actually upgraded. So the crank is 170 millimeter forged alloy crank system. So this is pretty cool. It's a pretty long crank. I'm wondering if I should go with shorter cranks because I've been getting pedal strikes on rocks. When I try to go over rocks, I'll show you guys right here. I have some scuff marks on my pedals and my crank, man, from hitting them rocks. So I might go with a little shorter, I might go with 150, but we'll see. This stem is a Gemma MA612 SSABK stem. So, I mean, whatever that means, man. The gearing is a Shimano Atlas 9-speed, that's what it is. It's a 9-speed Shimano Atlas. It's pretty cool, I love it. The front fork was supposed to be the Suntour suspension fork, 130 millimeter travel suspension fork from Suntour, but they sent me some bullshit forks, and I swapped those out, and I got the RockShox version of the 130 millimeter RockShox instead for the front suspension, man. That's another reason why I'm not mentioning that company, because they try to give me some bullshit forks, man. It has a torque sensor, and the torque is, like I said, 130 Newton meters of torque, man. So that's pretty dope. If you guys want to know about the length, the total length of the bike is 77.95 inches. The wheelbase is 49.21 inches. The wheel diameter is, of course, is 27.5. Like I said, the chainstay length is 22.83. The top tube length is 23.23 inches. The handlebar height is at 44.88 inches. The head tube length is 8.66 inches. The handlebar length is 28.35 inches, so that's a pretty nice wide handle. Standover height is 28.74 inches. The maximum seat height is 17.32 inches, but I'm pretty sure I can get it a little bit high because, like I said, I changed out the stem and I got a dropper post on there that I'm gonna do a review on, so that's another video, stay by for that one. The seat height, the minimum seat height is 24.64 inches, man. One of the good things that I like about this bike is that it's a soft tail. It's considered a soft tail because it has a front and rear suspension. It has a rear suspension. The rear suspension is a RF Reluxa Razor. Reluxa Razor is a Razor 1AR, 850 pounds, 220 millimeters length, and adjustable. Man, whatever that is, man. It's a spring suspension. All right, it can hold. It's up to 850 pounds, and it's 220 millimeters wide, man. So, anyways, let me just talk about this bike so far. Now that I got the specs out of the way, when I first got it, I was a little bit disappointed because of the suspension. It wasn't SR Suntours. It was some bullshit brand company, and I was like, yo, this is not what I ordered. So they did refund me $200, so but whatever, that's still not the point. And there's the issue with the color also. I wanted the gray, but they sent me the black. But anyways, it worked out fine. It's fine. But anyways, check out my unboxing video if you guys want the full details on what happened with the color and the front suspension and why I am not advertising this company at all. I covered up the logo. I am not advertising them at all. It's a good company. It's a very good bike. I love this bike so far. My first couple trail rides with it, man. I'm not that skilled. I'm still a beginner when it comes to mountain biking and trail riding, so my skills are not up to par, but this bike can definitely handle everything I threw at it so far. I'm still learning, and like I said, I'm still new, but I love everything about this bike. I like the fit, I like the feel, I like how comfortable it is. Ever since I've been riding it, my back hasn't hurt, my knees hasn't hurt, my wrist hasn't been hurting. My wrist has been a little bit sore, but I don't think it's from the bike. So far, it's pretty dope. I like it. The things that I swapped out so far, like I said, was a front suspension. I put the RockShox, 130 millimeter RockShox on there. I put in a dropper post right here. It's not an automatic dropper post. It's a manual dropper post, but I like it. It's pretty dope. You just put some weight, just put your weight on it, and you just drop this down. So when you're riding, you can lift and drop the seat without having to get off the bike to raise the seat or drop the seat, man. I was gonna go with an electronic one because I do have space and my frame already has the hole in it to run the wires and everything. But I just didn't want to do all that. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to mess with anything. Maybe later on in the future, I might get an automatic drop post. I might install it myself or might pay somebody to install it. But right now I went with the manual drop post and it's fine for me, for my skill set that I need right now. It's more than enough for what I need. The hydraulic brake system, man, is super, super dope. I love the hydraulic brake system. I'm learning how to maintain this stuff myself, so I'm learning how to adjust the brakes. I already adjusted the brakes. The RockShox suspension, man, it's fully adjustable. The front suspension and the rear suspension is also adjustable. I'm still tweaking those and I'm still learning about the front suspension and rear suspension and what's the best ride for me, you know, because everybody's different. Like my settings might not work for you because we might weigh different. So for my weight, I'm still adjusting, and so far it rides super, super clean. I love this thing, man. Another thing that I did change out was the pedals. I put the Rock Bros pedals on there. It's pretty dope. I got them scuffed up already from hitting rocks, man. So that sucks. But other than that, man, everything else about this bike, I love this bike, man. I'm super in love with this bike. I want to ride it every chance I get. I try to ride it. My wife is like, you're going riding, and I'm like, yeah. Even if it's just around the neighborhood, and there's a little dirt trail behind my neighborhood that I usually take the bikes to test them out or whatever. So even if I just swing by there just one time, I just have to hit the trails at least once a day, man. So I love this bike so far. Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. This is how it fits me. So this is with the seat down. When I put the dropper post on, seat down. This is how it fits. I kind of have to like tippy-toe a little bit when I'm sitting on the seat, when the seat is dropped all the way down. But if I get off the seat, then I can stand flat-footed and both my feet is flat. But when I'm riding, I just kind of hop up on the seat. Sorry, my pants are kind of baggy and I'm getting caught up on the seat right now. This is how it fits. It's a good fit, man. I like this thing so far, man. All right, so I think that's everything so far. It's my updated video. Took it on a couple trails so far. This thing is an absolute beast, man. It's a little bit on the heavy side. It's 60 pounds. It's around 60 pounds, you know, and so it is a little bit heavy on the heavier side. So that's the only thing is that when I try to, like, you know, have to lift it up to go over rocks or something that is too technical for me, you know, it is a little bit on the heavy side. But because I have the throttle, it's not that hard for me to hike it. If I have to go over a rock, I literally just hit the throttle and the wheel spins and it helps push the bike for me. So although it's 60 pounds, it is a little bit heavy because of the throttle, because I really don't have to put too much effort, just hold the bike up and give it a little bit of throttle and the wheel spins and it helps me push the bike over any terrain. So the throttle is what for me compensated for the bike being so heavy. Like I said, this is a 60-pound behemoth, man. This is 60 pounds, man. Most like mountain and trail bikes, they're like around, you know, 30, 35 pounds, you know what I'm saying? So this is almost double the weight for some of the lightest like carbon frame mountain bikes that are out there. So this is considered a beast, a heavy beast, man. So 60 pounds of weight. That's why I love the hydraulic disc brakes. You know, the hydraulic disc brakes, it stops this thing on a dime. Doesn't matter, it's 60 pounds, but it stops like it weighs 30 pounds. The pedal assist and having the throttle, if I do have to dismount to go over a rock or push it up a steep hill or something that I don't feel comfortable riding, I just give it a little bit of throttle and it walks itself up the hill or whatever feature, stairs or rocks or whatever I'm going over, that throttle, so the weight does not really bother me. The only time the weight really affects me is when I'm lifting this up and down, in and out of the bed of my truck. That's the only time the weight bothers me, is because I gotta lift that thing up in the back of my truck, which I am gonna get soon, a traveling rack to hook up to the back of my truck, so I don't have to lift it up so high, because I have to lift this thing up in the bed of my truck, and my truck is lifted. My truck is lifted, man. I gotta lift the truck, so I gotta lift that thing up there. So that's the only time the weight kind of bothers me, is when I'm lifting it in and out of the truck. But other than that, when I'm on the trail, when I'm riding it, I don't feel the weight at all. Even like I said, when I gotta dismount, push it up a steep hill or push it up some stairs, just give it a little bit of throttle and it walks itself up there. I just hold it upright. So that's the update of this bike so far. There is gonna be future updates for sure, which is gonna be the tires. I'm eventually gonna switch out the tires, probably gonna get the Maxxis tires or that other company. It's that company with an S, like Swabble or whatever it's called. And then there's the Mazis, the Mazas too. Those are pretty cool. Those are the 3 tires that I'm looking to get or I'm gonna look to see which ones I'm gonna get. So, and I'm still gonna figure out if I'm gonna go tubeless or keep the tubes, man. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, I love this thing, man. This is the updated video. I'm gonna get some nice B-rolls for you guys inside so you guys can see. And then maybe I might take it out somewhere and get some B-rolls somewhere real quick, man. But we'll see, man. But other than that, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for more videos. Me and the wife are gonna hit up some more trails. Like I said, the bike that my wife has is not as, you know, decked out as this one for trails. So hers is just kind of like a basic mountain trail bike, but it's nothing crazy to do any type of real technical stuff. It's just a basic hardtail, and she's not as skilled out as well. So whenever me and her go, we just hit up a light trail. So I'm gonna show some videos of me and her doing some trails, you know, just out there showing you different trails in Colorado. There is some days I'm gonna go out and try to, you know, by myself and try to hit up some technical trails and try to practice doing some more technical, going over rocks and going over more declines and stuff like that. So just stay tuned for the journey, man. That's the whole purpose of me creating this channel. I wanted to bring you guys along to the journey of my mountain biking journey. I went down a rabbit hole and now I'm hooked, and I absolutely love my mountain biking, man. I absolutely love this bike. It's a beautiful thing, man. But anyways, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next video. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Slo-Rip MTB, man. See you guys in the next one. Peace.